everybody. Happy Friday. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Barb's Country Home. Hello, Hooga Homestead. Hey, River at Homestead. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hey, Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead. Hey, Craig. Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Friday. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you. So you know us, we don't do like gifts or anything. So we don't um do all the shopping. Like I just get for my son and my granddaughter. That's it, really. And um so we have a new project we're working on here, and we got some killer deals on the stuff for it, the Black Friday week, because it's not Black Friday anymore, it's Black Friday almost month, for crying out loud. So we got it that week. And well, anyway, the order was ready, and so we decided to go to Rapid City today to pick that up, and then also um do 12 or 14 other stores and run in and out of what we needed. Oh my gosh, it was packed. I got out of Walmart. I said, geez, I need a drink and a nap. But I didn't get either. But I hung out with Diesel on the chair. Diesel laid in my lap. Hey, Annie, hope you're doing well. Oh, the heat. You guys have been dealing with some heat. Oof. And you're dry, is my understanding, too, because you're dealing with wildfires, or at least parts of Australia are. I can't believe how dry we are. We really need snow. It's sad. We need snow so bad. I wish we would just get dumped on and get it over with. But yeah, I couldn't believe how packed it was today. But scored a few cool things from the Goodwill, so that was good. We ended up I ended up forcing myself to stop at Goodwill because I really like to thrift, and I haven't really done it because I just don't feel like it when I'm running all those errands. So, but we needed to get a new rubber bowl for Grant and Norman because if you remember, we switched from the big stock tank, which was a waste of water, and we switched to those big rubber bowls because they're great. So we have bucket heaters in there, and one of the heaters doesn't, the bucket heaters we bought, we realized when we got home, it doesn't have the coil of wire on it to protect the wire from them chewing on it. Now the girls leave it alone, but the boys, they tend to get wild. But also, the bucket seems like it's leaking or something. Because I find it weird. They don't drink a lot in the winter time. And like they're almost out of water midday. So I bought a new rubber bowl just to make sure, and I bought a new bucket heater that had the cable on it. We need snow too. I wish I had your weather. Why, River Rat? Our weather's been good this year, so it's not too bad, but way too dry. There was a couple wildfires, I think north of us, up closer to Rapid, but outside of Rapid. I don't remember the exact spot. One was, I think, I can't remember. Barb said we need snow too, and Gwen says no to snow. And he says it's very draining. I haven't even attempted to plan anything. It's not worth it till the excessive heat goes away. Exactly. They'll just burn. Barb is wrapping gifts right now. I'm not surprised, girl. That's awesome. High in the 20s in snow. Yeah, we were in, I think, 50s today. We were warmer than Rapid, was my understanding. I think they were only 40s, or that's what the forecast said. I don't know what the actual was. But no snow, just dustings here and there. And I think we'll be in the 40s for the next week. This is warm for us. I'll take it. I'll take it because the closer we get to the end of it, we don't have to put up with it for many months on end. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. Good to see you. I bet you are. You got some, though, it looked like. And no Lisa Kalovi tonight, my moderator. She's off and partying. So she won't be here tonight. 35 for a low. Nice. Yeah, I like the snow, not the cold. Although I can't take the heat. So usually I say like I'm good 20s to 80. Below that or above that. Tomorrow we're supposed to be 54 and then 47, 45, 43, 44, 42, 43. Excuse me. And then nighttime 39, 27, 20s and 30s. So pretty darn warm for this time of year. I mean, we're like 40 now, it looks like, which is crazy. It'll be warmer than you, Gwen. Just flurries today. I would be wrapping, but still waiting for my package of wrapping paper from Joanne. The post office has had it since December 11th. Ugh. What a pain in the neck. That's crazy. I was just looking up now because I thought I heard this, but before I say anything, I wanted to look it up. Hang on one second. I'll share it. I just want to pull it up here. All right, let me share it. So it looks like, woo, 18. Brr. That's cold. So let's see here. Let me see what it says. So it looks like Canada Post, December 20th, it has processed its backlog of parcels from the month-long strike and expects a significant portion of them to be delivered before Christmas. I wonder if the U.S. Post Office has taken stuff. I was wondering about the backlog. Oh, however, it says Canadians should still expect domestic package delays into the new year. Yeah, I'm going to wait to send. I have some stuff I have to send to Canada. Hey, Christy Baum, I hope you have a Merry Christmas as well. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate you. The post office lost your Temu package also? Ugh. I hate when packages get lost. If you're on a local Facebook group, I know they do it here, but our post office, I don't think they're that great. But I can't complain because we've only had 2 main issues with them. And right now I don't have the one, so that's good. But it wasn't like one time I got a notification that something was delivered and it wasn't. And I went to the post office and said, hey, I just got this notification it was delivered. It's not in my mailbox. And they called the mailman on the route and got it for me. Apparently he sent it to the wrong house, but apparently they do that a lot because a lot of the local Facebook groups say, does anyone know where this is? It says my package is delivered, which is frustrating. I hope you get it all done tomorrow too, Gwen. I think we're going to go out hunting. We'll see. Ryan's got a tag. I may go crochet in the car just for different scenery. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just, I couldn't believe the amount of people that were out there. We have all kinds of issues with our delivery drivers. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. It shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard. Like rural areas, I get it, but it shouldn't be that hard by you, Nancy, at all. Everything's numbered. Then the baking starts. Well, look on the bright side. You got your divinity all done. Yeah, tomorrow I need to go through, do some cleanup. And then I bought some flannel pillowcases because I couldn't find sheets to make more cloth paper towels, if you will. So, what do you think of Trump eliminating the post office and privatization of it? Quite honestly, I wouldn't miss the post office at all. Not a fan. Wouldn't miss it at all. I just feel that they're very expensive. They're not as reliable as some of the other delivery options. So I wouldn't miss it. I think there was a time and a place for the post office, but I don't think a lot of people, I mean, people use it, but I guess it's hit or miss because, I mean, if you're in a rural area, it's easy to just run to the post office versus UPS because you may not have UPS in your town or FedEx, right? We have a pharmacy that has, you can send UPS, might be FedEx, I'm not sure, but I know UPS. I've done that before. The Pony Express would be faster than our post office today. Sometimes it makes me wonder. Hey, Tony, our cabin in the woods. Yeah, I totally get it, Riverette and Nancy, our treasured home. Here's the thing. When you order off of Amazon, okay, whether you like them or not, when you order off Amazon, now normal Prime doesn't get to me like it used to. I don't get quick Prime because first of all, we don't have I don't get Amazon delivery. Ours comes through the post office or UPS or sometimes FedEx, depends. But what always amazes me is at Christmas time, for the most part, it's amazing how you can order something and it shows up in a day or so. That always amazes me. So why can't we have that normally? But I also know the drivers they are stressed this time of year. They've got a lot of work. Our PO always puts other people's mail in our box. Yeah, I get that all the time too. Yeah, I agree, Tony. I'm fine with it. Like I said, the only thing is rural folks, I mean, like Christy said, she'd have to drive 30 miles for a UPS store. We'd have to go 50 if we didn't have the pharmacy in town. But sometimes what I really like is when I order from Premier One, because we've ordered fences. We don't order from them all the time, but I've ordered from Premier One, and that stuff shows up either DHL Courier or FedEx. And I love it because the stuff comes quick. Even UPS and FedEx is awful here sometimes putting packages at the wrong house. Oh, I'm sure. I have people saying that they get their Amazon a lot quicker now than they did before, but we don't. In North Carolina, the post office was working Sundays. I don't know if they do that everywhere. But we don't get mail on Sundays here. Hey, Brampton Gardner, hope you're doing well, Rochelle. So yeah, I don't know. But I know Sunday was for Amazon packages in North Carolina. They were delivering in Asheville. And stuff was coming quick. But here, no, it doesn't come quickly anymore. But I just could not believe the amount of people that were out there. It just was crazy. And the amount of orders being in Walmart, the amount of orders being picked for pickup was insane. I could not believe the amount of employees running around with those little blue buckets. So it's just crazy. We live like 15 minutes from several Amazon warehouses, so we get it the next day. That's great, Rochelle. Yeah. Usually ours is about a week. I had Prime, and even the 2-day delivery was not worth it because it always took more than 2 days. Yeah, I have Prime, and that's just because I don't pay the shipping, and we don't have TVs, so we have Amazon Prime. So it just works for us because being rural, we literally order stuff, and because otherwise we'd have to drive to Rapid, you know. So we order it, and we try to order everything at once, and we try to take advantage of like the sales that they have because it's cheaper. So Amazon shopping is addictive. No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, it's too easy to push that damn button. At the USPS, one of the main guys is I'll be nice, but I think you know what I mean. Oh yeah. Yeah. We have it makes me crazy because it's like, come on, you're not doing much. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've had the same thing. They have this rule where they can't back up more than so many feet. And so we've had this on again, off again thing where they tell us they can't deliver to the house because they can't back up too far. And I'm like, you don't need to back up that far. You literally can pull in, back out, go. It's not that many feet. And they're like, no, we have to back, can't back up more than 25 feet or something like that. And I'm like, whatever. Because I've gone round and round with the postmaster. Well, apparently that comes with whoever is doing the deliveries. Because I've only had that problem with two carriers. Other than that, everybody puts it on the porch like I asked. Because I even called Amazon and said, I don't want anything of mine shipped USPS because I can't get my packages because when we were both working, we can't get to the post office. So I said, no more. I've had enough. And I said, that's ridiculous. And it takes me like another week because I got to wait till the weekend to go get it. So, I did more ordering this year than I ever have. And even then, it wasn't a whole lot. We use it. And it's not, we use it for things that we need. Sometimes, I'm trying to think of a good example. Heated dog bowls that we use for the chickens and we've used for the pigs, right? Past a certain time, there's not a variety of them and they're top dollar. So I try to buy them and have an extra one on hand, but sometimes one dies and I don't have an extra one on hand. Or I see one is acting up or whatever the deal is and I order it. Something stupid like that. But we order stuff because it's just easier than me going to the stores. And it was a better price. I'm not saying I necessarily like them and I'm a fan of them. I'm just saying I use them. I prefer in store. I don't order much. Randy does though. Yeah, I don't want to drive. It's a whole day. It feels like a whole day if I go somewhere and I don't want to do it. And I find that I can get a cheaper price online. But I totally get that. Sometimes you want like the feel of something and know the quality. Nancy says I order from Amazon in 2 warehouses within 30 to 40 minutes from us and they still send it through the post office. Yep. Uh-huh. Agreed. We have excellent UPS and FedEx drivers. Excellent. They put it on the porch and it was awesome. If our gate is shut, UPS, FedEx will drop the package at the gate. If it's open, they'll drive to the house. Yep, that makes sense. Funny you ask, Barb, what I had for dinner tonight. We had a DiGiorno pizza. Why? Because the ground beef didn't defrost in time. And the last time, the day that we did all the butchering, we forgot to take something out. And I bought a pizza and I bought two and said, that way I don't have to run out when I'm exhausted and covered in pork to go buy something for dinner. So I bought two and it came in handy. Cornish hens with stuffing. Yum. I love it. Tony said post office flag on the pole was bad, and he said just leave it alone. So I bought a real nice one for them. He said he didn't want it. I came back on a Sunday and installed it. Good for you. Good for you. Surprised you didn't get arrested. But good for you. The flag should be in good shape. We've had company for the last week, lots of leftovers in the fridge. So I said, eat leftovers. Good for you. River Rat said, I ordered something for my local farm and fleet next day, and they have sent a private company to deliver, and some foreigner could not find my house. Oh, that's awful. We have Fleet Farm, and I love it. I think yours is different, though. Yeah, it was good pizza. It was the growing up in New York, we call it a Sicilian, but it wasn't. It's the deep dish. How much bacon did you get? I think I did it in my video. I think it was 7.4 pounds each side, so 14.8 pounds of bacon of pork belly, and we'll be curing it and smoking it, which I will be ordering the cure from Amazon, because we looked today and couldn't find any. Not enough to do what we need to do. Leftovers with brie and bread. That sounds so good. Our Cornish cross will be here February 13th. Good deal. That's exciting. Yeah, that's a bit early for us. We've got to wait till March. We did March or April this year, and it worked out really good, but it was just luck with the weather because we got to be really careful. I hope you feel better, Blue. Take care of yourself and Merry Christmas. I hope you feel better. God, I feel like I got a piece of skin hanging. Sorry, I keep playing with it. Feel better, Blue. Her and Tanny are really sick, so I hope they get better. I get emails about the stuff I've ordered. Drives me crazy that they send one that says delivery attempted, then a few minutes later I get that it's been delivered. Yeah, that's just dumb. That's stupid. I can't wait till Christmas is over. I'm so tired of opening my email every day to delete everything. Oh, I made sourdough crescent rolls the other day. I've now been nominated to make them for all holidays. That's exciting. See what you did there? You just signed yourself up because you had to make something good. So what are your guys' plans for Christmas? We had been so busy with trying to do things around here. We got caught up with life before, some things that were going on in life before the pig harvest. And then we obviously harvest the pig and got ready for that. And then realized it was like December 19th and we still didn't have a tree up. So we have a ceramic tree that Ryan's Aunt Shirley made. And that's all we're doing. And I have a mason jar with colored lights in them. That's our direct decorations this year. And it's funny, I posted that and so many people are like, yeah, we're doing the same. So it sounds like a lot of people have just had busyness, but I don't like the commercialism of it. So we just we just enjoy. I will say I bought really cute Christmas pajamas today, mainly because they were fleece and warm, which I will wear all year round if I need to. But they were $10 for a top and a bottom, and I was like, I'm buying those for me. They're super cute. I'm going to try red broilers this year. Oh, nice. We did Red Rangers, and they were really good. I like them. Ryan is just a fan of the Cornish cross. He likes the size, he likes the taste, he likes the texture, he likes all of that. And I was hoping to get him to try the American breast this year, but when we didn't have water for so long, we missed the window and we just added them to the laying flock. So I may try again next year. I don't know. We're thinking of pheasants and duck next year. We'll see. We are having the family over on Christmas Eve. John's cooking. How wonderful, Barb. And Barb, by the way, you sound amazing in your latest video, which makes me feel better because that tells me that you're doing okay, because you won't always say if you're doing okay or not. Christy Baum says, my kids will be here. Then when they go home, we are remodeling a little. Nice. Nice. We will be doing a project probably the day after Christmas. Starting to get it ready, and I'm very excited about it. And Ryan had a brilliant idea, and we decided to do it because we really need it. So stay tuned. We are not having Christmas here, going to haul it all to my mother-in-law's house, which is about 100 yards from us. That's Gwen. Yeah, Barb, you said it sounded amazing. I could hear a big difference. I would love a strong eggnog right now. I bet you would. Hey, Sarah Risen Swine. Good to see you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you. Tony says, Christmas here for 5 kids, 10 grandkids, 4 friends. Going to be a long day. Oh, yeah, and a father-in-law. Yay. Oh, fun. Yeah, I agree. You know, I agree with you. I love the taste of them and all. I am trying. So here's my thoughts on it. I am trying to find a breed that does more than just eat all the time. And I get that they're delicious. I'm not against them. I love them. But sometimes we have trouble finding meat bird feed with the higher protein and the game bird feed. And so when we get so many of them, we go through a lot of it. And so I don't want to drive around looking for feed. So it hasn't been as bad last year as it was all the other years. But the past 2 years, not this past year, the 2 years before that, I was sweating getting feed for them because I couldn't find it. You know? So I just thought it would be neat to have the American breasts and to be able to hatch them and raise them and not have to buy birds. That's why I was looking into them. They could totally suck. I have no idea. I didn't eat them. I wish we could have ate them this year and known. But they were, gosh, they would have been 20 something weeks by the time they were already laying. I have my first granddaughter that I get to watch every day, and a new grandson for my other son. So it's going to be a great Christmas. That's awesome, Red. And I love that you're watching your granddaughter every day. That's so fun. You're so lucky to be able to do that. Nancy said not much here either. And the tree. Totally get it. Hey, Alicia, Strange Reality, welcome. Hey, Carla, Living a Rogue Life, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. My son and daughter-in-law are cooking. I'm going to make bread tomorrow and catch up on some desserts. I caught the cold or whatever it was and still getting over it. Ooh, hang in there, because people have been saying they've got the lingering cough that goes with that cold that just lasts forever. So Get better. It's a shame, because you've got Anastasia who's homeschooled, and you think you wouldn't get as exposed to it, like people who have their kids in school all the time. Yeah, it seems to be the kind of the year. People have got sick kids everywhere. Yep, Gwen's got her 12-year-old grandson. She's gonna be homeschooling him. That's awesome. So valuable he'll be spending time with you. I mean, I know he already has been, but it's just so cool. So good for him. He's gonna learn more with you than he would at school anyway. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, how awful. And you're still in school, right? So, like, now you're on break, so you get a chance to be better at least, but that's rough. Ugh. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just, it's always one thing or another, but it's good stuff, not necessarily bad here. Just having to get caught up on things and stuff. I'm listening to Ryan talk to Diesel. He's baby talking him. I walked in here and I walked in this room, it's in my craft room, and he started barking, and I was like, that's ridiculous. Yes, we hope you feel better soon, Sarah Risenswine, and Nancy. Hope you feel better soon too. Carla, hope you're doing well, my friend. Sending lots of love and hugs to you guys. Let me show you the cute PJs, though. On break until after the new year. Good. Let me just show you. Super cute. Are they cute? $10 for a top and a bottom. Super soft and snug as a bug. So fun stuff. My son got it first, then Anastasia, then my daughter-in-law, and I got it at the same time. Just good to have my ginger, fire cider, and medicine. Good. Carla says she's doing pretty good, just taking it easy. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Hey, Ann. I hope you're doing well, little Frenchie in Big Texas. I'm mind blown from when I first started watching you, Ann, to look at the girls now. I can't believe how grown up the girls are. I saw, I think, what was your live on Sunday, and I was in there for a few minutes. I didn't say anything, and I look at the girls, and I just blown away. And the same thing with your chocolate truffle video. I can't believe it. I can't believe how grown up they are in such a short time. I figure Meat Bird eats 24 pounds in 8 weeks, so I times that for whatever birds I get. Then I call my feed company and they pre-order my feed, so I have 90% of it when they show up. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the problem is I've tried to order feed. In fact, that's why we switched from Runnings for pig feed, because we tried to order a pallet of it and couldn't get it. So usually I buy about 10 or 15 bags to start, and then take it from there. So, and then then I start looking as I'm running low, but it just was crazy. But I'm glad you're able to order it from your feed company. My, not many of ours carry it here, the local feed companies, because I don't think a lot of people do meat chickens. I think a lot of people do more beef because they're ranchers. And other livestock. Because every time I ask for meat bird feed, they kind of like look at me like, and I'm like, meat bird, game bird. Same thing with turkey feed. I couldn't get turkey feed. I had to feed game bird when I could. I just want to go back. We're in beef country. So that's what everybody's raising here. Beef. Do you deal with freezer burn on the meat? On the stuff we raise, Rochelle? Like the pork and the chickens, or? So the chickens we put in the shrink bags, and we've never had freezer burn at all. And we've never had freezer burn on any of the meat that we raise. And the reason why is because the chickens go in the shrink bags, the turkeys go in shrink bags. The pork and anything else we have gets wrapped tight in plastic wrap and then very tight in freezer paper, and then it's taped. So that's how we do it. We will not just put anything in Ziplocs. It all gets shrink wrapped in the shrink bag. Have a Merry Christmas, Carla. We love you. Hang in there, my friend. Lurk away. Yeah, we don't use freezer bags because you will get freezer burn in freezer bags unless you suck the air out. And even then, you're still susceptible to it. But what we do is we wrap it like a lot of the butchers do. So some of the butchers vac seal. Some of them are still old school where they wrap with the plastic wrap and then very tightly. And then they also wrap very tightly with paper and freezer tape. That's how we do it. We just find that it holds up for a long time. We had our pork from Maggie and Winston that we had for 2 years. Tasted just as great. But vac seal is also really good. I just don't want to. All those bags for the pork would have been expensive. So we just went with, we bought one huge roll of freezer paper, one huge roll of plastic wrap. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the pork was gorgeous. It tasted good. We've had like pork week this year. Every time Ryan says, "What do you want for supper?" I'm like, sausage and stuff like that. So the pork was really, really good. As a kid, my parents did meat birds, but they'd get freezer burn after a while. How did they wrap them? Did they vac seal them, or did they just wrap them? Because if you put it in the Ziploc bags, like when I do that with the organs for diesel, the organs we're not eating, they will get freezer burn. So I usually try to take them out before that happens and then put them in the freeze dryer. Okay, gotcha. Do you remember if they did them whole, put them in the freezer whole, or if they parted them out? Hey, Tom on the plant. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Yeah, we do ours whole, and that just works well for us because then we just cut it apart and eat it one night and eat it another night, and then we got leftovers. Makes sense, Rochelle. There's a lot I don't remember from when I was a kid either. I've had our meat bird last couple of years, whole or cut up. Nice. Yep. We tend to do ours whole, and the only reason why is that there's just two of us. Two of us doing the processing, two of us processing a pig and all that stuff, and we just do it whole, and then we take it out to frost a whole bird in the fridge, and then cook the wings and the leg quarters one night, and then the next night we do something with the breast meat. I just remember Dad complaining. What does anyone think about this Z? I don't know that I know what you mean, Red. What does anyone think about this Z? Not sure. But yeah, the pork processing went really well. I was trying to talk Ryan into getting a bandsaw for cutting the pork instead of a handsaw. I was hoping it would speed the process up. But I think we're going to hold off on that. So for those of you who just came in, like what are you guys planning on doing for Christmas? Thanks, Rochelle. Yes, smash the like button. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Sarah. That was very kind of you. It was very kind of you. Yeah, Ryan is really methodical and he does a lot of research. And so he'd only prepared a hog for a pork roast. Pork roast. Well, yeah, pork roast, but a whole pig roast. Does that make sense? So he never broke it down like this one before. And so we were very, very excited about all of that. The pork chops are so good. It's all so good. So can't wait to do the bacon and all of that. Oh my gosh. A lot of pride, a lot of pride, and a lot of thank you, Waylon. While we were processing, we just kept saying, thank you, Waylon. Thank you, Waylon. You did a great job, buddy. We appreciate you. Which helps you get through too. This year I will do a video on processing the birds after dispatching. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we've done one before. I think it's important. With the pig, I decided I didn't want to get into the dispatching stuff and all that. And I kind of I know it sounds weird, but I kind of felt like there's enough pig dispatching videos out there. So I opted not because we were just so busy. So busy. But I think it's always good to show about the chickens and stuff. What does anyone think about this supposed new bird flu? I don't believe I've heard of it because I don't watch the news lately. So I will have to look into that. But if anyone else wants to chime in, that would be great. Not much. Christmas movies and lots of hot chocolate. Oh, fun. Fun. Not much here. Just the two of us here. We will be doing maybe going hunting that day, actually. I'm not sure. We'll see. We have a few more. Ryan didn't get any tags except for muzzleloader, which was the month of December, and we've wasted most of it because we were busy, and now we're hoping to get out there and maybe get something. So we usually stay home and it's calm, but we may just take a ride because it's supposed to be beautiful this week. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, he did really good. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. On our pigs, I need to build a cold room so we can process our own pork. Process fees are crazy. Yeah, and we can't even get into a processor. Ranchers are having a hard time getting into processors here. So I'm we saved probably $250 or more. And I'm basing that on more meat, but when we bought our half hog, we didn't have to pay dispatch, and that was from a local farmer. So I'm making it $250, adding on for the dispatch and the disposal fees of the stuff. So doing it at home worked out great. How cold does it get by you, Tony, in a regular winter? Because I know by Gwen at Broke Cowgirl, she's got to use an ice chest because it doesn't get cold enough. For us, we were cold enough and able to hang in the garage. Yes, they are bone-in pork chops, River Rat. Thanks, Nancy. The bee flu. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, we found, it was exhausting because it was a lot of work because there's just two of us. But similar to a deer because of his size, you know? It don't get that cold only a few times a year. Yeah. So one of the things that we had, Tony, in case we had to butcher him earlier and for whatever reason, somebody had on Marketplace, it was a local restaurant in town that said free refrigerator, freezer, and it worked. So Ryan happened to catch it on Facebook and we ran down there. I was still in my pajamas. That's how fast we ran down there. We literally pulled up in front of somebody right before somebody stopped to get it. And we've got a big restaurant style refrigerator / freezer. So it turns out it wasn't holding temp. So Ryan bought the part, which was really cheap, and he replaced it. So with the size of it, we could cut up the pig enough to get him in there if we needed it to, and it wasn't cold enough. So we were above freezing during the day because we needed to be able to hose and clean things off. And then we went down into freezing overnight. But that's a thought. Like if you buy a refrigerator, like an old one, you get a used one, and you could hang in there, and that would be helpful. A cheaper alternative. I mean, I know a cold room is what everyone wants, but 300-pound pig costs just under 400. Oh my gosh. Yeah. For us, it was 200 with a pay cash discount for 85 to 90 pounds of pork. We got 105-ish from Whalen, and we would have had to pay the dispatch and the removal fees for things. Sarah said, we will be home this year, just a small, cozy family Christmas. That's wonderful. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I was looking at getting an old enclosed trailer and put a window AC to use. Cool. Flower farmers do the trailers with AC units to store flowers. Works great. Yep, for sure. Yeah, you want to make sure that you have to keep it a consistent temp because you really want the meat to get cold, and you don't want it to get frozen, but you want it to get cold where it firms up enough to cut it. Yeah. I don't have the room right now. That's the sad part. But yeah, you could rent it out. I don't have the room. That's the sad part. I love that we can hang in our garage and close the door and not have to worry about it, because that's what we did with the deer and that's what we did with the pig. And then we cut it to be more manageable and bring it inside, and it works well. And we just shut the heat off in the house and open the windows, let it get cool in the house. Hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, you're never late. You're never late. You're just on time. Good to see you. But yeah, I think we all want a cold storage area or a cold walk-in. I think that's like Homesteader Dream 101. 300 pounds and bring home right at 185 pounds of meat. And they went $400 for that? Lord. What a racket. And I have to tell you, I was really sold. I'm not against processing. I do like when they do it. It's easy. I have to tell you, though, I was there when he was dispatched, and he didn't have any fear, no stress. He was just sitting there going like this, where's my food? Where's my food? That was it. I remember when we loaded Maggie and Winston, and they were stressed as can be. No matter how much we got them used to a trailer, they just were stressed. And then they were afraid getting unloaded. They were afraid. You could tell. Yeah, you're on a waiting list for 9 months. I'm telling you, Tony, our ranchers we buy beef, and our ranchers used to use Hot Springs, which is south of us about 40 minutes. And they now go for 3 years now, because they haven't been able to get in down below. They now go to the eastern part of the state. Good night, Red. Thanks for being here. Give your granddaughter a hug for us. Thanks for being here. They now go to the eastern part of the state. So what they do to pay for gas is they say, you can go pick it up if you want on the eastern part of the state. That's like hours and hours. Okay. I think the processor is 4.5 hours from us one way. So yeah, 9 hours. And that's just driving. But they do that. And then what they do is the rancher charges a $25 delivery fee. So what we do is pay the delivery fee, because priceless. And then we all meet in the parking lot of the library and get our meat. And what's really nice about it is they've got it in a trailer. It's cold. They have it all stacked on top of each other, so it's insulating each other. And it works out great. I will pay that $25 delivery fee, because it'd cost me more in gas to get out there with a truck there and back in 9 hours. I can't believe. And then finding a USDA, forget that. This is why I don't sell meat. I sell live animals. Yeah. It's really made sense, because I couldn't imagine driving 9 hours. We were lucky the year that we raised that was 2021. We were on 2 wait lists, never heard back at all in 2021. We were getting nervous because we had 2 pigs that looked like they were 600 pounds, over 600 pounds together. And we finally found another processor, and he said, we had an opening, we will take you in. And I was like, thank you, Lord. And he's like, you got to get up here. And I'm like, so we had to get up there, and we got in, no problem. So, yep, live only. I sell the piglets. Yep. It is 2-year wait time. Yep. Yeah, if you sell it live to the person and the person takes it to a processor, then that's on them. You don't need USDA. So if you go to sell meat at a farmer's market, it's got to have the USDA stamp per state. But if you sell the live animal, like I sell piglets for meat, that's up to them to take care of the struggle. Yep, most people schedule a year ahead, Heather. Yep, most people do. Our ranchers, I think they schedule a few years ahead, which is hard for them, because if it's a drought year, weights are lower and they're trying to put on weight. Like last year, the weights were way up. So this year they'll be way down again. But I don't think we're going to be getting beef this year, because we are backed up on beef and we've got plenty of our own. But it just, excuse me, it just blows my mind that ranchers who are trying to bring animals in are having to drive that far across the state. That's a lot. That's a lot for them hauling stuff. So, yep. And more people are doing it too. I know a lot of people, I was talking to somebody the other day, actually 2 people were telling me this. They've stopped selling beef like that because they can't find a processor. So what they do instead is they're taking the cattle to the auction, because when they take, or to what do you call it? It's an auction, right? Yeah. They're selling the cows, basically, because it's easier to do that than it is to worry about scheduling because they can't find one. So they stop selling beef. I'm looking for a used shed that I can rebuild for a cold room. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I love that idea. Ryan's been wanting to get a shipping container. It's where to put it. Very limited where to put it. So I have an idea where you can put it. I'm just joking. But it would really do us well. We've also thought about a shipping container for a barn. Because the size would work perfect and it would hold up to the snow and all that kind of stuff. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper than a barn, a pole barn. So I don't know. We're thinking about it. We will see. But Heather, what are you doing for Christmas? You weren't here when I asked. I was waiting for Heather's LOL. Hey, Simply Jan, good to see you. I knew Heather would laugh at the shipping container of where you could put it. A 20-foot shipping container. That would be great. What are they going for by you? I'm trying to think. They were reasonable. I can't remember the cost. But we were definitely thinking of a shipping container for a barn. Yeah, you can make a small section of it a meat locker. Absolutely. If I did it, I want a longer one just because we want to be able to put feed pigs. Because if we get a 20-foot, like, that's not going to be enough room. Because ideally we need 1, 2. Oh, Tony, that's cheap. Tony, that's killer. That is killer. $2,000 for a 20-footer. Wow. I can't remember how much they were going here, and I don't want to kind of screw it up. Hey, Nana the Canner, good to see you. Nice to see you here. We appreciate you. Hope you have a good holiday. Merry Christmas. We will have Prime Ribbon fixing some games, Draddle games. Nice. Have fun, Heather. That's awesome. Well, Tony, we all want it free. Sometimes you got to pay a little something, something. I agree. I want it free too. I do. But come on, think about it. Like $2,000 for a 20-foot shipping container. That's a solid thing, right? Easy to insulate, all that. We looked at pole barn builds. Oh my word. I could not believe the price of a pole barn. And then we got to put it together. We got to build it. It's not like we're going to have somebody come build it. Oh, you're welcome, Nana. I think that's great. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. You'll give him $500, Tony? Tony, you got to look at the auctions for them, I wonder. I think we've seen them in Montana, like where they're selling them is out of Montana, but the barns, like even cheap barns, I can't believe it. Nancy's, we're talking food. I'm getting hungry. I know, Jan, they are. They are. We thought about taking 2 shipping containers, okay, so picture this, 2 shipping containers lengthwise, right? Putting trusses across them. So down the middle is an alleyway, so we could get in and out of there. And then we would cut the containers to do what we wanted to do. But I want a barn so bad. But when our weather is not hideously cold, we don't need it. The only thing we need is the boys need a bigger building because I can't stand up in the darn thing. That's out. That's it. And we could easily do it because we have all the siding for roofing and the side because we got some from our neighbor who did his roof. But I really like that idea that we talked about, but do we really need that size? No. Because we also talk about we want to be able to clean out barns with the tractor, and that wouldn't exactly work to clean out with the tractor. Because we're trying to think, as we get older, we want to be able to do things more efficiently, and cutting down all the trees sounds silly, but it's huge. I can get to every building now and have the side by side right next to it, and I can shovel into it. That is huge for me. Whereas before, we had to jerry rig everything. But that if we built that big a barn, that would eliminate the chicken coop and everything. Everybody would go in one building. And that was always my goal, because when we have that hideously cold weather and it's minus 30, I want everybody to have a warm place to be. They have it now because we do insulate their doorways with carpet and stuff. What about finding a dealer, wheeler type person that you can name your price and size? Maybe. Yeah, keep looking, Tony. You never know what auctions are going to come up. Never know. Ryan just got a gambrel. So Ryan ordered he got a gambrel for a deer last year. And it worked out perfectly. For some reason, he got a different gambrel for the pig. Good thing he did. He bought a gambrel at auction, and it comes with a pulley system and all this stuff. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Here's the problem. Pig legs, okay? He doesn't have the ability to spread his legs that wide because he's a little guy. So I'm so glad that we bought the correct gambrel from Cabela's when our other one didn't come in, because it was perfect. Plus, we were able to lift to make sure that it was on the hoist correctly. So both of us lifted on one side, and we're able to lift it along with the gambrel to get it off the tractor onto the hoist, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to get gross into things. Nana, we are in the southern Black Hills of South Dakota. So think of the Black Hills of South Dakota. We're a pretty high elevation, so that's why we sometimes hit that. Usually once or twice a year minimum. But one year was really brutal. But Tony, I hope you find it. I hope you guys find it. Well, guys, I just realized it is over an hour, so I don't want to keep you guys. I will probably do a quick live next week. Check in and see how everything went. But I want to wish you all, because when is Christmas? It is during the week, right? Isn't it a Wednesday? Yeah. I'm north in Saskatchewan. Nope, you are north of us. But it's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, guys, I just want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you're all safe and warm. I hope you enjoy the reason for the season. I hope you take the time to enjoy the company of your loved ones and just spending time with them. That's what it's all about. Okay? It's not all about the gifts and anything. Just take time to have fun and laugh and spend time with folks, So, love to all you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a very Merry Christmas. Take care.